next 10 years, nearly half of all new jobs will require education that goes beyond a high school education. And yet, as many as a quarter of our students aren't even finishing high school. The quality of our math and science education lags behind many other nations. America's fallen to ninth in the proportion of young people with a college degree. And so the question is whether all of us, as citizens and as parents, are willing to do what's necessary to give every child a chance to succeed.
As a parent, here's what I think about this race to educate. Until we start educating our kids of things that are natural, we should be teaching them this. It says the leaves of the tree are for the healing of the nations. Right now, the best thing we could do in this country is grow hemp. It would help us in so many ways. We'd be blessed, and we know that. And the president talks about educate. If all this education that people have, maybe you, sir, could give me the numbers. President Bush said he would give us the numbers, and that is the numbers of medical mistakes and prescription drug killings that go on every day by the hundreds. Those are numbers that maybe educated people could come up with, you would think, but still they haven't been produced. When you talk about educating, how do you dare still teach our children about liberty and justice? And you talk about liberty and justice now over for the people in Egypt, and you clearly don't give a rip about us. And all this in the name of God you talk about, it's insulting. God is love, peace is what we need. Hope you're hot. Peace.
That responsibility begins not in our classrooms, but in our homes and communities. It's family that first instills the love of learning in a child. Only parents can make sure the TV is turned on and homework gets done. We need to teach our kids that it's not just the winner of the Super Bowl who deserves to be celebrated, but the winner of the science fair.
I know. Why don't we recognize the scientific community and the medical community that knows pot is good? Wouldn't that be somewhat to recognize as well?
We need to teach them that success is not a function of fame or PR, but of hard work and discipline. Our schools share this responsibility. When a child walks into a classroom, it should be a place of high expectations and high performance. But too many schools don't meet this test. That's why instead of just pouring money into a system that's not working, we launched a competition called Race to the Top. To all 50 states, we said, if you show us the most innovative plans to improve teacher quality and student achievement, we'll show you the money. Race to the Top is the most meaningful reform of our public schools in a generation.
Well, you said a couple different things there. You said, we shouldn't pay to get a job that isn't getting done, and then you said you'd give them more money if they were more innovative. The fact of the matter is these people have our children for a much longer period of time. They're burdened with much more homework, and the result, sadly, is you have 12 years to teach a child to read, and the children are coming out not reading. That's a pretty basic thing there. So when we want to talk about education, I don't think we should, as taxpayers, have to pay more money for that. And I also believe that people that want to homeschool their children, which is our belief and our right that we can do, we shouldn't have to pay into education system that we do not believe in. That's taxation without representation.
For less than 1% of what we spend on education each year, it has led over 40 states to raise their standards for teaching and learning. And these standards were developed, by the way, not by Washington, but by Republican and Democratic governors throughout the country. And Race to the Top should be the approach we follow this year as we replace No Child Left Behind with a law that's more flexible and focused on what's best for our kids. You see, we know what's possible from our children. When reform isn't just a top-down mandate, but the work of local teachers and principals, school boards and communities. Take a school like Bruce Randolph in Denver. 3 years ago, it was rated one of the worst schools in Colorado, located on turf between two rival games. But last May, 97% of the seniors received their diploma. Most will be the first in their families to go to college. And after the first year of the school's transformation, the principal who made it possible wiped away tears when a student said, "Thank you, Miss Waters, for showing that we are smart and we can make it." Let's also remember that after parents, the biggest impact on child success comes from the man or woman at the front of the classroom. In South Korea, teachers are known as nation builders. Here in America, it's time we treated the people who educate our children with the same level of respect. We want to reward good teachers and stop making excuses for bad ones. And over the next 10 years, with so many baby boomers retiring from our classrooms, we want to prepare 100,000 new teachers in the fields of science and technology and engineering and math. In fact, to every young person listening tonight who's contemplating their career choice, if you want to make a difference in the life of our nation, if you want to make a difference in the life of a child, become a teacher. Your country needs you.
Yes, we need to teach. We need teachers to educate our children in this, and that is, yes, the Patriot Act still goes on, so you have no rights. Teach the children that when they do go to court, they won't be able to talk of constitutional things or religious rights. Teach the children the truth. Teach them about the drug war. I'd challenge you to let our students watch Hemp for Victory and other videos, and then have an open discussion, because you can't fool your children. Your children are very smart. Even though you put them on Ritalin and devious things, the children know what is good. Let's educate them in that.
Of course, the education race doesn't end with a high school diploma. To compete, higher education must be within the reach of every American.
A local musician is dying tonight after the University of Washington turned him down again for a liver transplant. The reason for the denial, in part, is Tim Guerin's use of medical marijuana to treat his hepatitis C. Cairo 7's Deborah Horn has the story.
This is Tim Guerin today.
I'll just deal with it, you know. What else can you do?
This self-described free spirit is in the last hours of his life.